All right, everyone, welcome back again to the Sleeper Guys channel. It is nice to be back with everyone. So, we will be starting on section one of Office Administration, which deals with office communication. So, it's nice to be back with everyone. So, let's take a look at that. So let's start. We're starting on the second segment, or as I said before, I think it was probably my last six videos before that. That was on after CSEC finish. I did said that I will go over content by content as it relates to the CSEC syllabus, and that is what we will be doing. So for this section, we'll be looking at the role and function of the office. Not only that, we'll be looking at the types of office layout, what is ergonomics, the types and purposes of office equipment, skills, attitudes, and attributions of personnel. We will also be looking at the importance of good relationships in the office. So, with that said, let's actually start this document. Without further ado, hopefully everyone is all right out there. So, first of all, let's start off. I will not read everything. I will just basically review it so that we could get the gist of it. So, in the case of productivity, right, you guys could see it on the screen. Productivity is the ability to complete a set of work in a period of time. There is a formula we usually use in maths for this, which is the total output over the time. It's like basically like a formula which calculates the amount of work that is usually completed within a specific time or per unit. So the objective of any business is to combine resources to make or create goods and services that will satisfy the desires of consumers so that the business will make a profit. Productivity is only achieved through the processes or through a process of human resource. Productivity does take place in usually two manners, right? When we're talking about business wise, productivity usually occurs in the first segment, which is manually or capitally. What do I mean by capital wise productivity? Capital wise productivity means machinery. It does not mean human. So whenever someone comes to you and say, "What is capital productivity?" Let me just put that on the screen. So this is something that you need to note. This is in any business, capital productivity. And then there is the other type of productivity, which is manual or labor productivity. So, anyways, good night, everyone. How are you doing? How are you doing tonight? So, let's continue. So, let's look at yes, that's general productivity. If you guys want to read up a bit more on that, I will look into it. You guys could. I will post a link in the after the video has been completed. I will post the link so you guys could have first-hand access to the document. So let's continue going on. So some other things, because this is basically an introductory class into office administration. It's actually the first orientation or the first chapter in it, or basically the first chapter in office administration. So let's look at a couple of terms before we could actually get the whole idea. First of all, let's look at what investment is. Investment is the short term savings or short term reimbursement of monetary finance into a set goal in the hopes of creating or in the hopes of long term returns. For example, if you make an investment in a business, you will hope, at least not presently or in the future, you will hope that you will get a return. You will hope that money come back to you, right? So the owners of businesses invest in materials and acquire resources, including capital and people. And remember, I said capital is machinery, people is just people, to make goods or service or produce a service which will satisfy the demands of consumers and industrial markets. And let's just look at the definition here. So investment is the process of using capital right? Wealth to enable increased production of good and process in the future, right? The process of production is taking inputs of raw materials and processing it into outputs, or what we would consider to be products. So goods can be defined as any material objects that can be seen, touched, and owned. Let's listen to that. So there are two basic trilateral things or trilateral terms that you could think of in relation to what goods are. Goods are tangible. You can touch goods. This is my phone here. I could touch this. This is a good. This is an example of what a good is. However, you cannot touch a service. So take that into account. A service is usually human resource. Like for example, I am teaching you right now. You're learning stuff at the study prep guy Csec, and I'm teaching you. I'm doing a service, even though I'm not being paid for it. I am doing a service, right? So goods can be defined as any objects and materials that you can touch. It's tangible. However, services are intangible, right? So business owners invest their capital in order to acquire land, buildings, raw materials, and equipment, right? So when we invest, we are putting our money into something in the hopes of converting. For example, if we're starting a business from scratch, we are making phone materials. We will try to invest in machinery. We will try to invest in human resource, also known as HR, in order to basically make this product and sell and make a profit. That is the overhead idea of it, what it is. And then the one of the basic terms that I did not elaborate a lot on is labor. What is labor? Labor is the skills. Let me just see if we find it. Suppose you get the definition right here. So art, as I just saw it here. So let's just zoom in a bit and let's look at it. So let's look at the definition. So it says here, labor, basically what they're trying to say here. Um, in basically the skills and talents and abilities of persons doing a particular job, in this case, an employee doing a particular job, that is referred to as labor, right? So that is what something we want to look at. So moving on into our main goal of actually looking into all these terms, something that a lot of business persons usually this is what you will learn. So if you're a first-time office administration student and you have joined the live stream, and you're now tuning in and you don't know a lot of things, you are the right place right now, because we are starting on the first chapter as it relates to what office administration is. So I know a lot of you guys come in here. Probably a lot of your young people, probably now going into your fifth farm. A lot of you are still in fourth farm, right? So, what is office administration? There's a lot of other business subjects aside from office administration. There is principle of business, there is principle of accounts, and there is office administration. What is office administration actually? The term administration in general means carrying out a specific documentation. That's what administration is, right? So when we refer to office administration, we are mainly dealing with documents. And not only are we only dealing with documents, we're actually talking about how we handle those documents, right? So that's what office administration actually is. So let's look into this other unitary term that I want to look into, which is something called the target customer, right? So the target customer is the person that, as a business, you're looking to actually target. Like for example, if you have like your car making business, right? You will not look to make 4 year olds, or you're not look to make like probably little children, we call them. You won't want them to buy your cars because first of all, they can't even get it. So we call them your target customer or your target audience. Like for example, if you are giving out a service for teaching high school students, you will only want high school students. You won't want people within their 50s. You won't want people within their 90s. You will want high school students. That's what we mean by target customer or your target audience, right? So that's what it is. So let's go into the next segment of it, which will mainly deal with the production process, right? So there are three main things that is necessary for production to take place, right? There is land, there is labor, and there is capital. And something that is not included in this little, this is a basic sheet. This is a basic illustration of what inputs or how what we need in order for the production process to take place. We have land, we have labor, and we have capital. If we don't have land, if we don't have labor, and if we don't have capital, the production process cannot take place. All right. And something important to note is that the thing or the person that controls land, labor, and capital is the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is the person that coordinates and actually helps functionalities in the production process. They gather the production process to take place, and the entrepreneur is basically the boss of the business, right? They are the persons that make the investment for the business to start. So when we have land, when we have labor, and when we have capital, which is machinery in place, right? Then we could actually start the processing or the production process in this case. And with that, we have goods and we have services. This is the basic format for any organizational structure to note. So, yes, you have that out the way now. So, this video here, if you're watching this video, guys, it will not be long. I do plan to make this video around 20 minutes. I don't plan to go at the limit. I don't plan to make it extremely long. So if you're here, the video won't be long by any means. So first of all, let's actually start off with the production process or the production process as relates to filing documents. So there are mainly three production process as relates to filing documents, which is collecting. You need to collect, you need to acquire the documents, you need to process the raw data into information, and then we have the final stage, which is archiving the documents. That's what is going on here basically. So these are basically things that you guys queried up on your own. I will probably make a separate video on that, but we'll go through some of these terms. We'll not go through a lot because I don't want to go through too much, and I don't want to over explain something that doesn't need to be over explained. So let's look back at a couple interesting terms that we could take note of. The first point or the first note we could actually, or the first term is the loyalty customer base or a loyal customer base. We like to call it that. And a loyal customer base could not only be in a database business. A loyal customer base is like, for example, my audience. A lot of you guys may probably watch a lot of my videos. That's what I consider to be my regular customers or my regular audience. That's what we refer to as the loyal customer base. And when you increase your customer base, you basically increase your profit incentives overall. So this here is a more complex organizational structure, right? And I will take a short break. I'm just going through the information so you guys could have the gist of it when we start working. The we'll be working probably. I don't think it will be a long document. We'll be working paper two. As it really gets to the document, right? So we will go over this in a later video. I will return. I will return in a very short while. I'm taking like a 5 minutes break so you guys could probably take a breath. And where I am right now, it's very hot. So I will take a 5 minutes break. We will come back again and we will start the 2024 Office Administration Paper 2 documents for May, June 2024. So I will be back. I will be coming back in a couple of minutes. Because my computer is a bit dead. So let me just plug it in. All right, people, how are you? How are you? How's everyone? How's everyone? I did take a little short breaks, anyways. Let us start this paper now. So, where are you tonight? Where are you tonight, people? Where are you? Big shout out to my Jamaican watchers. Where are you tonight? Where are you tonight, people? Anyways, it is up now. Let's work this paper. All right, let's start. This is the CSEC May June 2021. 2024. Sorry for that. Paper 2 May June for office administration. So if you missed anything, you could skip back to the video after it's finished so you guys could see some of the things I did review. So without further ado, let's actually start this paper right away, people, right away. Anyways, let's start. State two benefits of using electronic communication in an organization. Um, First of all, right off the bat, more cohesion. Because you could literally just talk to your friend right across you. You could just say, um, or you could talk to anybody. Like for example, if you're in a WhatsApp group, I know a lot of you guys, and if you have enjoyed my CSEC WhatsApp group for 2026 May June, you could use my number, DM me, and I will add you to the group. You guys will be up to date. You will have access to all CSEC documents that I work live. You will be updated immediately as it relates to the answers for every year. So if you guys join that, you will have that access. So without further ado, let's actually start off again. So more cohesion, faster or more productivity, and efficiency. And you guys could elaborate on that on your own. Anyways, it's only worth 2 marks. So we don't have to put a lot of elaborations on that to our II. Outline the importance of each of the following factors when selecting a channel of communication. The degree of urgency is important for, that just make sure that's all right there, is important for the level of work efficiency that is needed. So the degree of urgency in an organization will mostly rely on the amount of work efficiency that is needed, or the work productivity. If the work productivity is high, the degree of if the degree of urgency is high, the work productivity or work efficiency will have to be high also. So what's going on there? It's not charging. Anyways, the level of confidentiality. So after I answer right up to here, I won't go more farther than this because I don't want to make the video too long. I will compile a lot of videos that relates to these answers. I do always say this and I will continue to say it. I know for a fact that a lot of you people or a lot of you guys out there who are watching me do not have a large retention. As students, and as a student who has been a student myself, I know that a lot of you guys do not have a big retention. So for these live streams, I did used to go up to an hour and 2 hours and 3 hours, but I will not do it like that anymore. It will be a burst of a lot of videos. My maximum might be 40, at most 50 minutes, but I won't go over an hour anymore because the results, at least from the last batch from 2025 May June, a lot of people were not that retentive. So because you guys don't have a great retention, as I would say, yeah, guys could go for 2 hours, 3 hours. I may make a probably like one video an hour long, but I won't make videos going that long anymore. So, anyways, I will probably compile videos and it will add up to an hour. But if you are on the live stream, I won't go up or I won't go over an hour anymore. I don't do it like that anymore. Anyways, level of confidentiality. This is drastically important for the relevance of security protocols. So why is this important? Why is the level of confidentiality is an important factor? It is an important factor because if you do not have any security protocols in your organization, personnel can actually hack in to your organization. This is an example of why sensitivity or security protocols is important because persons could have accessibility to sensitive information in the organization. So that's why we have to really look into the level of confidentiality and protection protocols as it really gets to the organization. So the overall size and efficiency of the audience is to be considered of what environment is to be held accountable. So whenever we're thinking about the audience size, there is mainly two things that we need to look at. First of all, we need to look at at the environment. Where are we exactly? And secondly, we need to look at the audience. Because if your audience is your co-workers, you would probably have to talk extremely formal, or you will probably not have to talk um like for example, you won't have to talk to them like telecommuting to them because you could usually just talk to your colleagues in the organization in itself. So there's different lines of communication for different audience size. For example, if you're speaking to a huge crowd, you probably will have to talk orally. If you are probably in an organization, like for example, an intra-regional organization, wherein they have a lot of branches across the country, you might have to telecommute and talk over teleconferencing. So that's what I mean by the audience size, and that's what they're generating here. And with that, we will bring this short video to a close. I only did the fourth page. And as I said before, I don't want to make this video extremely long because I know a lot of you guys don't have a big retention. And I want to make the videos short enough so you guys could actually stay in tune and not lose focus. So with that said, let's actually close this video now. It's nice to be with everyone tonight. Wish you guys all the best for C-Sec 26 live streams tomorrow. So stay in tune. Everyone, see you later.